12th. Now in first chapter, our second last topic, intensity of the electric field at a point on the equatorial line of a dipole. In this topic, we will learn to find out the intensity of dipole on equatorial line. Means, suppose A and B are two charges which make dipole, and from the midpoint of line joining both the charge AB at a distance small r, P is a point where we should find the intensity of the electric field created by both the charge minus q and plus q. Now first we will find the value of distance from P to this value, means PA and PB. PA and PB means distance from P to charge A and P to charge B. So first, according to Pythagoras theorem, since it is perpendicular, so it is hypotenuse, and the value of AP will under root r square plus L square. Similarly, the value of PB will also under root r square plus L square. So let the intensity E1 equal to 1 upon 4 pi Q upon r square plus L square. Why? Because according to formula, equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon r square. Here the distance is r square plus L square. R square plus L square, and when we square the square root, sign will erase or reduce, and the direction of the electric field E1 is away from plus Q charge, and the intensity of electric field E2 equal to 1 upon 4 pi Q upon r square plus L square, and the direction of this electric field intensity is towards minus Q charge, towards the minus Q charge. Now the magnitudes of E1 and E2 are equal. We know that the magnitude of E1 and E2 are equal. Why? Because the value of charge Q minus Q and plus Q is also equal. Only directions are changed, or only polar values are changed. But directions are different on resolving E1 and E2 into two components, parallel and perpendicular to AB. Now resolve the electric field is into two components, E1 and E2. One component is parallel to AB and other is perpendicular to AB. The components perpendicular to AB in E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta, which will cancel each other because they are equal and opposite, while the components parallel to AB, E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta, being in the same direction, add up, hence the resultant intensity of electric field at the point P is E1 equal to E1 cos theta equal to E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta, then equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r square plus l square cos theta plus q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square plus l square cos theta, then equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 2q cos theta. Since cos theta equal to BO upon BP, BO upon BP according to this triangle equal to 1 upon r square plus l square under root 1 upon r square plus l square. Therefore, E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r square plus l square into 2l upon r square plus l square raised to the power 1 by 2, and E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 2ql upon r square plus l square raised to the power 3 by 2, but 2ql equal to p. Therefore, E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 p upon r square plus l square raised to the power 3 by 2. The direction of electric field E is anti-parallel to the dipole axis if r is very large compared to 2l, or r is far greater than 2l, then l square may be neglected in comparison to r square. Then the electric intensity at the point P due to the dipoles is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 P upon R cube Newton per Coulomb. In vector form, vector equal to minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 vector P upon R cube. This is relation number 2. And negative sign indicates that vector E is anti-parallel to vector P. On comparing equation 1 and 2, we get that large distances, the intensity of the electric field on an axial point is double in magnitude but opposite in direction than the intensity at the same distance on the equatorial line. Further, on comparing the fields of a point charge and of a dipole, the 1 upon r square dependence is replaced by 1 upon r cube dependence. So, this topic is over. Students, learn by heart this topic and subscribe the video.